Decals in Revit, step-by-step tutorial. Hello and welcome to our new video. In today's video, we're talking about decals. Decals allow us to place images on model surfaces for rendering. For example, decals can be used for signs, artwork, or billboards. For each decal, you can specify an image and its reflectivity, luminance, and texture, bump mapping. You can place decals on flat surfaces and cylindrical surfaces. In this example, we want to place two images, one on this wall and another on that wall. We also want to place an image on the TV screen. It's important to note that decals will only be visible if we have the realistic view enabled. The decal tool is located under the Insert tab. When we click the arrow in the decal dropdown, we get two options, place decal and decal types. Since we currently don't have any decal types in the project, we'll start with decal types to create them. The window opens. Let's click Create New. We need to name the new decal. We'll call it Paint 1. Now we see more options. It currently says, Invalid Image File, because we haven't assigned an image yet. Under Source, click the Browse button to select the image we want. We have already prepared all the images we want to include in the project. Now we select this photo and click Open. Here we see more options such as brightness, reflectivity, transparency, finish, luminance, bump pattern, bumped amount, cutouts. These parameters allow us to control how the decal appears in the render. For example, we see different types of finish, several options for luminance. Everything depends on what we need. For now, we'll leave everything as it is. No changes are needed yet. Next, we see that we also have other options. Since we now have one decal type, in addition to create new, we also have duplicate, rename, and delete. We also have 3 display options for existing decal types. Currently, the list view is selected, but we can also switch to medium or large thumbnail views. We'll go back to the list view. Now, let's create a new decal. We'll name it Paint 2. Again, we add the source, select a second image, and click Open. We'll also create one more decal for the TV and name it TV, assigning an image to it as well. Let's check how all 3 look. Great. Click OK. We can place a decal by selecting the Place Decal function. This is the primary function for decals. As soon as we click on decal, it activates automatically. We can also click the arrow, and when the 2 options appear, select the appropriate one. When the decal option is active, we see the Modify options open, where we have width and height, as well as lock proportions and reset. Here, we can make adjustments. In the Properties panel, we see that the currently active decal is the TV, the last decal we created. Clicking there, we can access all other existing decals. We can select any decal. Let's choose Paint 1. We can place decals in 3D view, for example like this. Now, I'll switch to the Textures view. We notice that the decal is not visible. We only see the frame. This is exactly what we mentioned at the beginning. We switch back to Realistic view. Now, let's go to the floor plan to enable a section that was already set up. This section looks at the walls where we plan to place the images. With the section enabled, it's easier to precisely position the images. When a decal is selected, we can move it using the arrow keys or the mouse. Next, we'll draw an annotation line that corresponds to the top edge of the image, so we can align the next decal we want to place. This ensures that all images are properly aligned and evenly spaced. We'll also place a dimension so we know the exact distance from the edges of the passage. Now, we'll place the second decal. Go to Insert, then Place Decal, select Paint 2 and position it on the other wall. Move it downward. Next, we select the first placed image, check its properties, and change its width. For example, to 100. We can also adjust the size using the control grips. Let's round it to 120. Let's make this distance 10. Actually, no, let's undo. We measure from the left side and set it to 12.5. Let's measure also from left side. We will now make distance 12.5. Great, this works better. Move the line again so it aligns with the top edge of the image. We also set the width of the second image to 120. We notice that its height is 84 something, while the first one is 89 something. We copy the height from the first image, unlock proportions on the second, and paste the height. Align it. Add a dimension to set the same distance. Type in 12.5. Delete the dimensions. Let's check how it looks in 3D view. Perfect. Delete the reference line. Next, we'll place an image on the TV screen. Again, switch to the floor plan to enable the second section that looks at the TV. Activate the decal, select the TV option, and place it on the screen. Dimension the width and height of the TV screen to make sure the decal fits accurately for a realistic render. Select the decal, set the width to 190, and move it to the starting point using the Move tool. The height is almost perfect. Let's adjust the height to 107. Great, we'll leave it at that. Delete the dimensions we added. We can now see everything in 3D view. It looks really nice. Next, we will add another example. We will put it on this wall. Open the floor plan again and move the section closer to the wall for precise decal placement. Now we'll create a new decal type, naming it Logo. First, we'll add a background, a solid color image. Click OK and place it on the wall. Moving it to the left side. Next, we'll edit the decal. When a decal is selected, it can be edited via Properties. Click Edit Type, Edit, or through Decal Types. Now, we click on Logo and add a cutout. The cutout option allows us to remove certain parts of the image based on contrast. It's mostly used when we have a logo or image with a background we want to remove. Parts of the image that are white or transparent can become visible or invisible, depending on the settings. This is especially useful when we want to display only a specific part of the image without a background. We'll use both of these images. Go back to Cutout and select Image. Choose the source, first image, and click Open. We see the white areas. Click OK. Now, what was white is masked, turning green. The mask is applied based on the image contrast. We edit this decal again, using the second image. Increase its size, unlock proportions, and adjust the height. Move it to the right. We'll also place another logo on the left side. Matching the dimensions. Adjust slightly. In 3D view, we can see the result. As we can see, decals are a very useful tool for adding detail to a model, especially when creating visualizations and renders. They allow us to quickly and easily place images without complex modeling. We hope this tutorial helps you improve your Revit workflow. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tutorials.